The mayor responds to the pushback against a proposed safe parking site at the Malcolm X Library.
Training canines to help investigate mass shootings, coming up where it's happening and who's behind this drill.
DJ Hay, blind since birth, is letting the whole world see and hear her passion for trance music.
And instead of roasting marshmallows where these summer campers are learning how to use AI. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
For the first time ever, a San Diego service member has been charged with espionage for selling secret documents to China. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Jesse Pagan, in for Marcella Lee. Petty Officer Patrick Way was stationed at Naval Base San Diego on board the USS Essex. CBS 8's David Goffredson was in federal court this afternoon when prosecutors said Way told another sailor he was involved in espionage.
The 22-year-old petty officer pleaded not guilty in federal court Thursday afternoon, one day after being arrested at Naval Base San Diego on espionage charges. Patrick Way worked as a machinist on board the USS Essex. He had a security clearance and sent classified material to a Chinese intelligence officer between March 2022 and as recently as 2 days ago, according to San Diego's U.S. Attorney, Randy Grossman.
Our indictment alleges that over the course of more than a year and on multiple occasions, Way sent national defense information to China, including documents, photos, videos, and technical manuals.
Prosecutors said Way collected between $10,000 and $15,000 from his Chinese intelligence officer, while at the same time working to become a U.S. citizen.
The officer even congratulated him when he became a U.S. citizen in May of 2022.
A second Navy petty officer, 26-year-old Thomas Zhao, is in custody in Los Angeles, facing bribery and conspiracy charges for allegedly passing classified records to the Chinese government. Zhao worked at Naval Base Ventura County and is accused of accepting $15,000 in bribes from a Chinese handler.
Mr. Zhao transmitted operational plans for a large-scale U.S. military exercise in the Indo-Pacific region, which detailed specific location and timing of naval force movements.
In court Thursday, the prosecutor said the San Diego defendant told a fellow sailor he was being recruited for what he knew was, quote, quite obviously effing espionage. It's unclear if the two sailors were communicating with the same Chinese intelligence officer, but prosecutors believe the cases are indeed related.
They're related because they reflect the overall effort and the malign activities of the PRC when it comes to threatening our national security.
The San Diego-based sailor is facing life in prison if convicted of those espionage charges. The sailor up in Ventura County is facing 20 years in prison if convicted of all counts up there. At the downtown Federal Building, David Goffredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. Patrick Way is being held without bail here in San Diego. He'll be back in court for a detention hearing on Tuesday. We've got some breaking news right now. An appeals court just ruled asylum restrictions at the border can stay in place. The rule makes it difficult for people to be granted asylum unless they first seek protection in a country they're traveling through on their way here. They can also apply online. The new ruling comes after a lower court found the policy illegal. It's a win for the Biden administration, which argued the policy was necessary to maintain order at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Tonight, a campaign has launched to block a proposed safe parking site in southeast San Diego.
We reported on this last week when concerns started growing about the city's proposal to designate a safe parking site at the Malcolm X Library in Emerald Hills. CBS 8's Abby Black is there live with the other sites on the table and what Mayor Todd Gloria is saying about it all tonight.
Jesse, there are about 120 parking spots here at the Malcolm X Library, but the city says it's important to point out the difference, that this is not a safe sleeping site, which would allow people to sleep in their tents, leave their belongings, and come and go. Safe parking allows people to legally park in their car overnight, and then they're gone during the day. Still, there is a campaign against safe parking here at the library. In a campaign launch called Hands Off Malcolm X, Shane Harris, the founder of the People's Association of Justice Advocates, pushed back against the city's proposed safe parking site at the Malcolm X Library in Emerald Hills.
We will absolutely not stand for Malcolm X Library being used as a safe camping site for unsheltered individuals.
In June, the city's Homelessness Strategies and Solutions Department proposed 9 safe parking sites throughout San Diego. 3 are in District 4, which represents part of Southeast San Diego. The Emerald Hills Neighborhood Council president is also concerned about it being next to an elementary school.
To even think about what they are doing is mind-boggling.
The city has opened 4 safe parking lots, which allow people to safely sleep in their car overnight and are gone during the day. There's also security and resources on site. Today, the mayor responded to the Malcolm X Library concerns.
There are people sleeping in their cars in that parking lot now. What they don't have is the benefit of services that could actually help them get out of their cars and into housing.
Harris disagrees and proposed 4 alternative sites: the Live Well Center across the street from the library, the Jackie Robinson YMCA, the Educational Cultural Complex, but his preferred choice is at the Choice Lake Park, which is city-owned.
Residents and children will not be inconvenienced during these times because the park is closed or feel threatened.
But Dreams for Change, a nonprofit that started safe parking sites over a decade ago, says the concerns are unwarranted. They're also on the city's proposed safe parking list to expand an existing safe sleeping site a mile from the library.
Kind of fears of the crime, it's just not there. It is very much a different population. They're often, like I said, first time homeless.
Neighbors say they don't oppose safe parking, but oppose having it at a library in their neighborhood.
We are tired of Emerald Hills being a dumping ground.
The city insists that these are just proposals, so I responded and asked when there would be a definitive decision, and I was told that the city's still exploring its options and working through them. Carlo.
So, Abby, if the city does end up moving forward with designating that site the Malcolm X Library parking lot, when could it open?
When the city presented its proposal, the proposed site for the proposed parking locations to the city council in June, it had a target date for the Malcolm X Library to open in the summer of this year, and it would cost anywhere from $700,000 to $920,000 a year. Carlo.
A lot of resistance there. Abby Black reporting live for us. Thanks, Abby. Now on to some disturbing statistics from a Sandag report just released today. After interviewing more than 50 juveniles who had been arrested, the results showed more than 90% said they had vaped, and more than 75% said they had vaped at school. Sandag has been conducting interviews at local detention facilities since 2000. A researcher with the organization says the report shows high levels of substance abuse continue to be a problem in our region. The goal of the study is to work to identify and address what they call risk factors related to youth substance abuse.
There have been plenty of fighting words between Governor Gavin Newsom and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Now we'll get to see the two of them face off on live TV. DeSantis announced on Fox News yesterday a public debate will happen despite the fact neither governor is actually running against the other for any political office. This comes after Governor Newsom challenged DeSantis to the debate last week. The debate will be moderated by Fox News host Sean Hannity and will air live in November from a battleground state.
People around San Diego are remembering Sir, the police dog that was killed while responding to a shooting in Claremont yesterday.
Tonight we have a tribute SDPD posted on social media.
The police department wrote, "We salute you for your ultimate sacrifice, a true hero who served with honor until the very end. Rest easy, sir. As you chase endless Kong toys in doggy heaven, know that your legacy is forever etched in our hearts."
Definitely big parts of the law enforcement community as well.
You could tell that there's a lot of real emotion in there expressing that loss. Sir's death is bringing a lot of attention this week to how police dogs protect us and our community.
They also, of course, share a bond with their handlers. Tonight, we go inside a special training for K-9 teams in just a bit.
And I'm Jenny Day in tonight for Carlene. Certainly hope you enjoyed slightly cooler temperatures, even some relief from that humidity. Here's a look at the forecast highs for tomorrow. It's going to be another hot weekend. Keep it here.
Plus, he may have a career as a Hollywood stuntman in his future. The deputy's daredevil move to try and stop that runaway boat.